Welcome to Jessica Storm Creative Materials Walkthrough. I'll show you how I have been experimenting with different mediums to get a nice highlight. The first one that I have over here is with a pastel and ink. I have used the Gamblin Relief Artist Oil Colours, which is very tacky and when diluted gives you this dark ink. So what I've done is I have first applied a bit of the pastel and then I have gone over that with the ink. What I have found is that it does show up initially, as you can see here, but the best result is when going over the ink after it has dried with the pastel. This area here I have applied the pastel a bit thicker and it does make the ink itself a bit more tacky when the two mix. Here I have used gel pen, and what I have found is if the pen is applied first, you are left with an idea of the drawing that you've made. But again, when the ink is thinned out and then the pen is applied over the top of it, it does leave the best result. And I'm going in quite close so you can see it does leave nice fine lines. Over here I have the white glue, or ponal, or wood glue as some may refer to it. I used a 6 egg roll chisel soft to apply the glue and give it a bit of the finer detail just to see what it would do. Again, when applying the ink over it with a bit of a dilution, it does leave the best effect. You can also then later scrape it off with a palette knife. Depends on the look that you're going for. What I quite like about this technique is it does leave a bit of texture, and of course it leaves it quite white, so if you do go over an area that must stay white, it's quite quick and easy. Over here I've experimented with water, so the ink, as I said, that I'm using is an artist oil colour. Therefore the ink doesn't bleed as much with the water. Again, what I like about this is if you look over here at this area here, the ink has gone into the grain of the Fabriano, so I'm using 200 grams for that. I've practiced just different strokes over here using these paintbrushes. So the first paintbrush on left is it's actually a face painting paintbrush, and what I like about it is very soft, and it can go from having a nice thick, if you look over here with the strokes, so it can start out thick and then it's very wispy at the end, and even closer still you can almost see the individual. So I like that it's like having a floss almost. Then the next one I've used is a DAS size 4 filbert, and I've done the same, applying different pressures with ink that's kind of become a bit tacky on the brush, and then a more diluted one. Over here next to each one I have done a splatter test using a palette knife and the diluted ink with each of the brushes. The longer brush actually splatters further away from it, is what I've noticed. The shorter the brush, the more focused the splatter is, so you can get into the areas where you want it. And then with the very small one, which is a 3 of 0 DAS round brush, it leaves bigger splashes. But again, what's what's quite nice about this one, because it is short, it is close to where you want it to go, so you can direct the splashes a bit better. And then finally we left here with the another technique. But yeah, that is my experimentation with different mediums to get highlights, a bit of a gradation, or basically just experimenting with the other mediums, or well, in this case water, how that interacts with the oil on the paper, and practicing my strokes. I hope that you've enjoyed this. For more videos and content, please follow my social media at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.